Once upon a time, in a small village deep within the heart of Africa, there lived a young girl named Amira. Amira was known throughout the village for her unparalleled beauty, her kindness, and her gentle spirit. But despite her outward radiance, Amira's life was far from perfect. Amira had lost her parents at a very young age, and since then, she had been living with her stepmother, Zena. Zena was a cruel and selfish woman who envied Amira's beauty and despised her for it. From the moment Amira's father had brought her into their home, Zena had treated her with contempt, subjecting her to endless chores. Despite the hardship she faced, Amira remained resilient, finding solace in the beauty of the natural world that surrounded her village. She would often wander into the nearby forest, losing herself in the tranquility of the trees and the songs of the birds. One day, as Amira was gathering firewood in the forest, she heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. Startled, she turned to see a hunter emerging from the undergrowth. His name was Hamza, and he was renowned throughout the village for his skill with a bow and an arrow. At first, Amira was wary of Hamza, but as she looked into his eyes, she saw kindness and compassion reflected back at her. Hamza had heard tales of Amira's beauty and her plight at the hands of her wicked stepmother, and he vowed to help her in any way he could. Over the days that followed, Hamza and Amira formed a deep bond as they spent more time together in the forest. Hamza would teach Amira about the ways of the wilderness, showing her how to track animals and forage for food. In return, Amira would regale Hamza with stories of her childhood and the memories she cherished of her parents. As their friendship blossomed, Amira found herself falling deeply in love with Hamza. He was unlike any man she had ever met before. Strong and brave, yet gentle and kind. But she knew their love could never be. For Hamza was destined to roam the forest while she was bound to her life in the village. But despite her feelings, Amira was grateful for Hamza's friendship and the solace he brought into her life. Little did she know that their bond would soon be put to the test in ways she could never have imagined. One evening, as Amira returned home from her daily chores, she found her stepmother waiting for her with a malevolent gleam in her eye. Zena had learned of Amira's friendship with Hamza and was consumed with jealousy. She saw Hamza as a threat to her control over Amira and vowed to rid herself of him once and for all. With a wicked smile, Zena revealed her plans to Amira. She had concocted a scheme to lure Hamza into the forest under the pretense of needing his help, only to ambush him and rid herself of his presence forever. Horrified, Amira pleaded with her stepmother to reconsider, but Zena's heart was cold and unforgiving. Alone and desperate, Amira knew that she had to warn Hamza before it was too late. Ignoring the dangers that lay ahead, she set out into the forest, determined to find him and save him from her stepmother's wicked plot. As she journeyed deeper into the forest, Amira's heart raced with fear and uncertainty. The trees seemed to close in around her, their branches casting sinister shadows in the fading light. But she pushed forward, her love for Hamza giving her strength and courage in the face of danger. After what seemed like hours of wandering through the dense undergrowth, Amira finally caught sight of Hamza's campfire flickering in the distance. Relief flooded through her veins as she quickened her pace, eager to warn him of the danger that lurked nearby. But as she drew closer, her heart sank at the sight that greeted her. Hamza was lay-bound and helpless, surrounded by Zena and her accomplices, their faces twisted with malice and greed. Amira's worst fears had been realized. Her beloved friend was in mortal peril, and she was powerless to save him. With tears streaming down her face, Amira stepped forward. She begged Zena to spare Hamza's life, offering herself in his place if only she would release him from his bonds. But Zena only laughed cruelly, her eyes glittering with triumph. As Hamza gazed up at Amira, his eyes filled with love and gratitude. A fierce determination ignited within her. She would not stand idle and watch her friend perish at the hands of her wicked stepmother. With a cry of defiance, she hurled herself at Zena and her cohorts, her fist flying in a blow of fury and desperation. Caught off guard by Amira's sudden attack, Zena and her accomplices faltered, giving Hamza the opening he needed to break free from their bonds. With a roar of rage, he lunged at his captors, his bow and arrow at the ready. In the chaos that ensued, Amira and Hamza fought side by side, their love and determination driving them forward against impossible odds. With each arrow that flew from Hamza's bows, another of Zena's henchmen fell, until at last, only she remained standing, her eyes blazing with hatred. But before Zena could strike the final blow, Amira stepped forward, her gaze unwavering. She had faced down her fears and fought for what she believed in, and she would not let her stepmother's cruelty destroy everything she held dear. With a look of defeat, Zena turned and fled into the darkness of the forest, never to be seen again. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Amira and Hamza stood together, battered but unbroken, their love shining like a beacon in the darkness. In the days that followed, Amira and Hamza returned to the village as heroes, their bravery and sacrifice celebrated by all who knew their story. And though they faced many challenges in the years that followed, their love remained strong and true, a testament to the power of courage and compassion in the face of adversity. And so, in the heart of Africa, amidst the beauty of the natural world, Amira and Hamza lived happily ever after, their bond unbreakable and their spirits free. For they had faced the darkness together and emerged victorious, ready to embrace whatever the future held in store.